launch is especially significant because remittance is not just a financial flow. It represents the hard work, dreams, and sacrifices of millions of Nepalese working abroad. With this project, we will be reaching millions of households, empowering them with easier access, greater convenience, a more connected way of living. And it makes us ask one important question. Is sending money enough? Because today, there is still a gap between what families aspire to have and what they can actually experience. Premium technology and real accessibility. This initiative is a reflection of collaboration between technology, finance, and connectivity. It shows what is possible when ecosystems come together with a shared vision. And if we do nothing, this gap will only grow. But let me emphasize, this is just the beginning. We see this as the first step in a much larger journey. That is why today, together with our partner, we are introducing a new vision.
And about Samsung, we are not just building products. We are building the ecosystem of multiple devices so the consumers can be having very seamless, hassle-free experience across multiple devices. And that is where we have introduced unified ecosystem of Galaxy AI and eSport AI in 2026, so that your smartphone, television, and all the home appliances will communicate with each other seamlessly, giving very comfortable and very seamless journey for the consumers. And the key highlight is Family Care, and it is a solution that keeps families connected and provide personalized experience. And that is something very relevant in today's context, where we know that in today's society at present, there are many families who have their members living far away, but then they are emotionally deeply connected with each other. So with the help of technology and with the help of Samsung's ecosystem, we are trying to enrich the consumer's life, enrich the lives of the migrant workers and their dependents, family members back home. Now moving quickly to what we are offering to consumers, what is the valuable offering that we are providing with this partnership. So basically three things. Number one is the affordability. As Mr. Zhang also emphasized in his presentation, the affordability is the most important thing. So here we are providing up to 24 months EMI across all the smartphones, televisions, washing machine, and refrigerator. And this can be available throughout the country, over 2,000 SFL affiliated stores, including Samsung brand store, General Trade, and some Bangladeshi stores as well. And the most important part over here is by paying 40% down payment, one can own smartphone at just rupees 580 per month. So that is making the technology, AI, affordable, accessible to every Nepalese consumer. And similarly for home appliances, the EMI starts at around 1,100 rupees per month for 24 months. Thanks to the partnership with HFL, which is also our exclusive partner for our financing program. And second is the cashback. We are also rewarding consumers instant gratification by providing up to 5% instant cashback on top of whatever the scheme is running currently in the market. These consumers will get exclusively 5% additional cashback. And finally, last but not the least, the bonus data. So for all the consumers of Ncell and the migrant worker who are buying the Samsung devices, they will get up to 180 GB data over the next 12 months. So that's a great proposition, and we believe that it's a not-to-miss proposition for the migrant workers to enrich their lives and move to a new technology. Now, just quickly talking about the customer journey, we try to make it as simple as possible so that it is convenient for the consumers. So, as we all discussed, the journey starts from the remittance. The migrant worker sends money to the family member. So after receiving money, they also get to receive the money, they get a control code. That control code is the key. So the customer has to go with the ID. And similarly for the CE product, television, DA products, the consumers, after buying the product and verifying their control number and the mobile number, they get instant cashback in the Khaldi application for CE products as well.
IIT is involved in this remittance for over 30 years, providing remittance services to the entire Nepalese community around the globe, especially in the countries like Middle East, Malaysia, Japan, Korea, and all. And we have seen that many people who are coming back to their home country, they are bringing a lot of smartphones by carrying them. So we were also thinking, how can we make this journey more accessible, more easy for them, so that they can send more money back home. And how can we provide them basically the financial service which will be cost effective, easily available. We were also thinking that's how when the proposal came from Samsung, and we have realized that this is the job we needed to be done. This is the ecosystem we needed to clear. I mean, the ecosystem has to be there so that every member of your family will be benefiting from this ecosystem. So with that view, when we have partnered with Samsung and local player over here, I think this is not just the delivering of the equipment. This is more than that. I would say this is the delivering of the happiness. This is the connectivity with your family, and more importantly, the service which we are doing for the community. I think we have to be innovative every day, and we have to be cost effective every day. That's the motto behind this campaign, I believe. And we, as a lot of the remittance, everyone knows that remittance is contributing over almost like 30% of the GDP, and almost every household, almost like 56% of the households, from one of the family members is living and working outside. So this is very important time to support them, to help them, and to provide them effective financial services to their communities and to the family here. In Nepal, the financial service, access to financial service is still in a different level, I would say. Banking system is not really reached to the individual consumer who really wanted to have this kind of facilities we see in other developed markets. Consumer electronics or mobile financing has been seen and sourced to the next level, but I think the initiative which we are taking now, this will not only create the ecosystem, but also this will make the new history in financial services industry, I would say, and it will open up a lot of doors, and it will provide the connectivity and opportunity to those family people who are living and residing, especially in the rural area. I think with the connection of the Ncell, customers will have the opportunity to transform from 2G to 4G. After transferring that, they will have a lot of access into their mobile, so they can have information from the globe, they can have financial access from the different financial intermediaries, and we will be able to support them and we will be able to empower them to uplift their day-to-day life, I would say. Having said that, again, last but not the least, first of all, and very importantly, I would like to give this special appreciation to the managing director of the Samsung and all the Samsung partner, Ansel, and all the stakeholders over here for creating these ecosystem opportunities. I think this will be for the new milestone for Nepal, especially on the consumer financing, and I'm sure this will be the beginning of the business, and we are here for long term, and we will be serving the community in a different ways with the cost-effective manner. Last but not least, thank you very much for giving me this opportunity to share a few words. Thank you very much.
Fundamental tool for changing the level of agency that our citizens have, be they local or be they part of the diaspora, the services offered by society, the 4G handset, because we already have millions of people who are still on 2G. The 4G handset gives access to trade, commerce, information, education, healthcare. It gives access to efficient government services. It gives access even to democracy. So this is a very important tool for us as a society in order to enable real change, particularly to the diaspora who is, trying to connect, trying to have an impact on their families at home beyond, as Chen was saying, simply sending money. The second thing I want to say is Nepal is extremely lucky to have the attention, the interest, the commercial investment, the passion of a company like Samsung here. I have had experience with Samsung, and I have to look this back, Chen, for more than 25 years, starting in Canada, then in Africa and in Asia. This company not only is an aspirational brand for people, it is an engine for change and for good in the markets where it trades, be it in places like Chad and Niger, the Democratic Republic of Congo, or Pakistan, Bangladesh, or here in Nepal. So we are fortunate to have the investment, the quality, the team that they bring to us here in Nepal, and we should do well to listen and to participate. The last point I want to make is to my fellow partners. I want to thank you for your vision, your flexibility, your kindness, and your forethought in coming together under Samsung's leadership to do something truly remarkable and important. We tend to think that this is perhaps simply the financing of handsets, but it is the rails upon which change happens. The ability for us to create connections, real connections, beyond simply the traditional voice services, so that our citizens can be with each other physically, and if not physically, virtually, in order to create the greater good. And I think that is a higher purpose, a valuable purpose. I think it's what motivates companies like Samsung. I know what motivates companies like Ansel and the other partners here at the table. So in closing, thank you for giving me a few minutes to talk about this. Thank you for giving us an opportunity to participate. I hope it's just the beginning.
We're working very hard abroad, but they are also helping the families by sending all the hard-working money, and also they're sending a lot of phones by buying the phones abroad at a higher price, where he thought that we could create an opportunity where we could sell the phones for a lower price and create a more affordable opportunity for those people who are working abroad from Nepal. So I'd like to thank Mr. Chang for bringing this vision into reality today. I'm not too prepared for this, but overall, I think I'd like to thank Ansel. I think since Ansel as a brand has established itself as a very big telecom operator, And since Telesonera, Ajata, and all these companies, I've worked very closely with Encel, and they've been a very good brand. And being a partner with Encel is a very good thing for Samsung, and I've heard the distributor as well. And also, I'd like to thank Imran Bank from Miami Group, who took this initiative to help us be a part of this ecosystem of remittance. Thank you very much. I must say this, but it's not a matter of pride for most of us, that most of the young people do not aspire to be in Nepal, and they like to be in abroad. As a leader of the private sector, I feel there's a collective failure from the government side and from the private sector for not creating enough jobs in Nepal so that we can retain our young people here. But the reality is, because of our failure or whatever, the young people are aspiring to go out, and the remittance they are sending is the reason why our economy is running, why we are all sitting here, and so we must thank them. And I must thank the managing director of Samsung, Mr. Jan. He's not been very, very long, he's been in Nepal, but you can see his vision. He's probably identified the key factor in Nepal that because the economy is run by remittance, and this way, if you can connect with the families of the people who are sending remittance on a very affordable way, this can solve a big problem. And I would like to applaud Mr. Jung for this. I must also thank my very, very dear friend, my brother, Mr. Imraj. Imraj has been, instrumental in getting the remittance in from the organized channel. I think if today there's so many, in not just consumer electronics, but in everywhere, there's so much happening because the money is coming through organized channel. And Emirates has been the architect of this, and I think a large portion of remittance which is received by this country is being initiated by him. So I would like to applaud your effort, and I'm so glad that you are part of this initiative. So we have spoken about what is the importance of remittance to our economy. I will not want to go there, but I just want to narrate this one story. A couple of months back, I was traveling to Chile, me and my wife, and for Chilean visa, we have to go to New Delhi, and so I was sitting in a room, and in that room there was a young girl, probably from Sarlahi somewhere, and she was probably 18 or 19 years old, and my wife just started talking to her. And she mentioned that she's going to work in a restaurant in Chile. And so I did ask her that, do you know where Chile is? That's like probably the most further away you can go from Nepal. But she said, yes, I know my uncle is running a restaurant and I feel that I can build my life there. So I asked her that, what is that worries you the most when you're going so far away to Chile? So she said, the thing which worries me the most is how I connect to my parents and my brothers and my sisters. So this is number one problem I have. And the fact that my family still are using 2G phones or a bar phone, and so it will be very difficult for me to connect. Now, here we are, a couple of months down, and we are trying to solve this problem. And we feel when the connectivity is there, this is solving young people's one of the biggest wish or their apprehensions or something which they are really worried about is the connectivity which we are facilitating. Talking about HFL, HFL is a hire purchase company organized by our central bank. In a short time, we have connected to more than 500,000 young people in Nepal, and what we
take a slogan that you can prepone your dreams. Of course, buying a smartphone is expensive for most Nepalese, or buying appliances, which you mentioned, is very expensive. So how can we make it affordable? So we have made dreams affordable, or people, allowing people to prepone their dreams in a very, very short time, and 500,000 people have actually utilized our services. And I feel that today, when this program is running, and as I mentioned to you, this could be start for something very, very big. It could, because more than 5 lakhs people go every year abroad. So it could be starting of something very, very big. And I, as the chairman of the company, am delighted. We are delighted to be part of this endeavor.
आज धेरै कुरा चाहिँ के भइरहेछ भने कनेक्सनको कुरा भइरहेछ हैन, त्यो पनि इमोसनली कनेक्सनको कुरा भइरहेछ हैन। त्यस्तै कनेक्सनकै कुरा चाहिँ विदेशमा भए पनि नेपालमा भए पनि आफ्नो परिवारसँग हामी कनेक्टेड हुनुपर्ने कुरा गरिरहेछ। त्यस्तै खालको चाहिँ कुरा हाम्रो त्यही नै थिम नै हो, जस्तो सोसियल सेक्युरिटी भनेको पनि मलाई केही भइहाल्यो भने पनि मेरो परिवारमा चाहिँ मेरो परिवारले खान पाओस्, उसको चुलो बलिरहोस्। मेरो परिवारमा कोही घाइते भइहाल्यो भने पनि होइन, उसले चाहिँ उपचार पाओस्। म घाइते भइहाल्यो भने म अन्न भन्न भयो भने पनि मैले उपचारहरू पाऊँ होइन। रोगले मर्न नपरोस्, दुर्घटना पर्यो, मृत्यु भयो, बिरामी भइयो, सुत्केरी अवस्थामा, जुनसुकै अवस्थामा पनि उपचार सँगसँगै इन्कम कन्ट्रिब्युसन पनि होस् भन्ने प्रिन्सिपलका साथै सोसियल सेक्युरिटी फन्ड नेपालले आफ्नो कार्यक्रमको सञ्चालन गर्नु गइरहेको छ। यो कार्यक्रममा भन्नुपर्दा मैले 2वटा पाठ भन्न चाहेँ। नेपालमा अघि भर्खर मैले शेखर सरसँग च्याख्नको कुरा पनि गर्न पाएको थिएँ। मैले भनेको यो श्रमदान र योगदान मार्फत सामाजिक विचार बनाउँदाखेरि हामीले यो इनपुट छ, पनि कन्ट्रिब्युसन छ भन्नुमा त्यो ठिक भन्नु। किनभने श्रमदान योगदान मार्फत सामाजिक विचार लगायत श्रम मन्त्रालयले जुनसुकै अनि चाहिँ त्रिपक्षीय समझौता भन्छ, रोजगारदाता, श्रमिक र सरकार, ट्रेड युनियन र रोजगारदाताको समझौता भन्छ। त्यसरी नै यो बनेको हो र यसमा तपाईँको खास गरी औपचारिक क्षेत्रमा नेपालमा कार्यरत छौँ। त्यसमा हामी धन्य 7 लाख चाहिँ रजिस्टर्ड भइसक्नु भएको छ। यहाँहरू नै हुन्छ, रोजगारदाता उहाँहरू पनि हुन्छ। शेखर सर अन्तर्गतको, हेप्रा सर अन्तर्गतको पनि, एमसेल अन्तर्गतकै जो जति श्रमिक साथीहरू हुन्छ त्यो सबै जोडेर अहिले 7 लाख भएको छ। तर त्यो 7 लाख भनेको हाम्रो टोटल पपुलेसन होइन, उहाँले अलिक कम हो पनि भन्नुभएको थियो। शेखर सरकै कुरा गर्दाखेरि वास्तवमा अन्य 18-20 लाख हाम्रो फर्मल सेक्टरमा कार्यरत हुनुहुन्छ, 18-20 लाखमा हामी पुगिसकेका छैनौँ। त्यस कारणले योबाट पनि 18-20 लाख पुग्नुपर्छ। यहाँहरू रजिस्टर्ड नहुँदाखेरि पनि रजिस्टर्ड गरिदिनु होला भन्ने बेला अनुरोध पनि गरेँ। र मैले भनेको कनेक्सन चाहिँ यसमा विभिन्न खालको बेनिफिटहरू छ। जस्तो बच्चा जन्मिँदाखेरि शिशु स्याहार खर्चदेखि लिएर होइन, उपचार खर्चदेखि लिएर लामो समय तपाईँको सुत्केरी बिदा बस्दाखेरि औषधि उपचार मात्रै होइन कि बिदाको पैसा दिने कुराहरूदेखि लिएर काम गर्न नसक्ने हुँदाखेरि तपाईँको 1 लाखसम्मको औषधि उपचार, त्यो पनि प्राइभेट अस्पताल, सरकारी अस्पताल, सबै अस्पतालमा सब्सिडाइज रेटमा दिने कुराहरूदेखि लिएर रोजगारीजन्य दुर्घटनामा सम्पूर्ण औषधि उपचार, रोजगारीजन्य दुर्घटनामा चाहिँ 100% यो नै, र रोजगारीजन्य दुर्घटनाको कारणले कोही डिजेबल भयो भने उसलाई लाइफ टाइम पेन्सन दिने। त्यस्तै चाहिँ प्राइभेट सेक्टरले पनि सरकारी सेक्टर जति पेन्सन पाउने, सेक्टर 60 रिटायरमेन्ट एजमा पेन्सन पाउने लगायतका, र कसैको मृत्यु भइहाल्यो भने पनि उहाँको परिवारलाई पनि लाइफ टाइम पेन्सन दिने, र बच्चा साना बच्चाहरू छन् भने उहाँहरूलाई चाहिँ 21 वर्षसम्म पढ्ने खर्च दिने सहितको कम्प्लिट सोसियल सेक्युरिटी प्याकेज चाहिँ सोसियल सेक्युरिटी फन्डले सञ्चालन गरेको छ। यस्तै सोसियल सेक्युरिटी फन्डले नेपालमा भएका यो सोसियल सेक्युरिटी फन्ड अन्तर्गत चाहिँ अलिकति के पनि छ भन्दाखेरि यो अलिकति कानुनी पनि यसमा व्यवस्था छ। यो सबै बेनिफिटहरू रोजगारदाताले यसैमा इनरोल गरेर मन्थली कन्ट्रिब्युसन गर्नु हो भने चाहिँ त्यो एसएसएफ पाउनुहुन्छ, नत्र भने चाहिँ यसको रोजगारदाताको कानुनी दायित्व हुन आउँछ। त्यस कारणले पनि यसमा आबद्ध हुन्न र यसको बेनिफिटहरूलाई मैले एउटा अनुरोध गरेँ। यो चाहिँ नेपालको केसमा। र अहिले आज खास गरी हामी यो परिवर्तनको कुरा गर्दैछौँ। विदेशमा रहनु भएकालाई पनि यस्तै खालका प्याकेजहरू छन्। विदेशमा गएको मान्छेले मेरो परिवारलाई केही परिहाल्यो भने, मेरो परिवार बिरामी भयो भने खर्च पठाउनु पर्दैन यदि ऊ एसएसएफमा रेगुलर छ भने ऊ हस्पिटलमा गएर त्यो चाहिँ के गर्न सक्छ भन्दाखेरि हस्पिटलमा गएर कार्ड देखाएर कुनै आइडेन्टिटी देखाएर म फलानु चाहिँ श्रमिकको परिवार हो भनेपछि त्यहाँ औषधि उपचारहरू सहज रूपमा पाइन्छ होइन 1 लाखसम्मको श्रीमान श्रीमती छोराछोरीसम्मको कभर छ 18 वर्षसम्मको त्यस्तै 7 लाखसम्मको दुर्घटनाको पनि कभर छ त्यस्तै खालको अरू रकमहरू जस्तो चाहिँ मानव अङ्गभङ्ग भयो भने पनि अङ्गभङ्गको डिजेबिलिटी पेन्सन पनि लाइफ टाइम छ र सँगसँगै उहाँले पनि अरू सरकारी सहरहरू पनि त्यो के भन्दाखेरि पेन्सन होइन आफ्नो 60 आफ्नो पेन्सन फन्डमा जम्मा गरेर पेन्सन फन्ड पनि जम्मा गर्न सक्नुहुन्छ आफूलाई एक्स्ट्रा सेभिङको लागि पनि सोसियल सेक्युरिटीमा जम्मा गर्न सक्नुहुन्छ सम्पूर्ण चाहिँ होल प्याकेज होइन आइएलओ कन्भेन्सन 102वटाले 9वटा सोसियल सेक्युरिटी बेनिफिट एउटा बेरोजगारी भत्ता दिने बाहेकको सम्पूर्ण प्याकेज चाहिँ नेपाली वर्करलाई पनि फरेन वर्करलाई पनि एसएसएफले यो सञ्चालन गरेको छ र विशेष गरी विदेशबाट जाने विदेशमा काम गर्ने श्रमिकहरू उहाँहरूलाई धेरै सुविधाहरूबाट अलिकति वञ्चित भएको अवस्था किन छ भने उहाँहरूको त्यो फर्स्ट इन्स्टलमेन्ट चाहिँ अलि रेगुलर छ तर मेजोरिटी मोर देन तपाईँको चाहिँ भनौँ न मोर देन 80% भएको त्यसलाई रेगुलर गर्नु आएको छैन र रेगुलर गर्नको लागि उहाँलाई यो कुरा बताइदिनको लागि यो कुरा भन्नको लागि त्यो रेगुलर गर्नको लागि पनि यहाँहरूको जस्तै कुनै खालको यहाँ जस्तै यो इको सिस्टममा मैले नै हेल्प हुन्छ कि भनेर मैले अनुरोध पनि गरेँ र खास गरी विदेशमा जानुभएको जसको लागि आज हामी कार्यक्रम लिइरहेको छौँ त्यस्तै कार्यक्रम उहाँलाई कनेक्सन गर्नको लागि उहाँको फ्यामिलीसँग जोड्नको लागि सामाजिक सुरक्षा कोष जुन नेपाल सरकारकै कोष हो नेपाल सरकारको श्रम सचिव त्यसको अध्यक्ष हुनुहुन्छ होइन सिसिआई लगायतका सरहरू यसमा रोजगार प्रदान बोर्डमा हुनुहुन्छ त्यसपछि जेटियुसिसी लगायतका त्रिपक्षीय कोष हो यसमा जम्मा गर्ने कुराको बताइदिनको लागि र यसमा केही सहजीकरण पनि गर्नको लागि यो फोरम यहाँ कुरा राख्दाखेरि सहज होला भनेर मैले यो फोरमको युज गरेँ यो यति अनुरोध पनि गरेँ